Well, here we are, just one day removed from the LEAFS season beginning tomorrow night, 7 o'clock puck drop, just over 24 hours away between the LEAFS and Habs, game one of the season, and I can't wait to get this thing going. It's so good to be talking to you guys again. For all of you that do not watch the Toronto Raptors and are just here for the LEAFS, welcome back. And you're probably thinking things look a little bit different. Maybe the quality's different, the audio's different, maybe the angle's different, whatnot, a little bit different than you're used to. That's because the computer I was using kind of dropped. There was something plugged into the USB port and bent the USB port inside, and only one worked, and I'm not giving you guys good quality and terrible audio or vice versa. You're getting both. And I tried this out. People seem to like it in the Raptors content. So here we are, at least for the time being. All right? And this is going to be a lot of fun to talk about this upcoming year, because I think out of all the Leaf teams that we've seen over the last, 4 years, or how many playoff runs we've had, or how many first-round exits we've had, this team seems to be the most balanced of them all. Is it a perfect team? No, not by any means. But is it a more balanced squad than years past? Absolutely. And I'm going to explain why in a bit. But I'm going to start right out of the gate with the expectations of this year. Right out of the gate. And I think there's no doubt that we expect playoffs. I think there's no doubt about it in all of our minds that we expect playoffs. We more or less have the same team. No Janssen, no Kapanen, but you've added a lot of veteran pieces who are still very good players. And I'm going to get to some certain things in a bit. I have a list here of what I want to talk about. But I think for me, if I'm talking about a realistic expectation, I'm looking for at least a second round appearance, period. You know, they need to get out of that first round. If they don't, serious changes are going to be made. But if I'm talking about an expectation, I'm going to say they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals, or whatever you want to call it nowadays. I mean, I don't know what that would be. I'm assuming it's going to be called the Eastern Conference Finals, but that's my thing. And that's not just trying to be a biased Leaf fan or whatnot. I really believe this team is going to put things together for many reasons. I'm going to explain why in a little bit. But that's my initial expectation. What is yours? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's get to the new additions this team has made. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about one of the other things. Probably the biggest offseason acquisition for the Toronto Maple Leafs, getting TJ Brodie to that big contract. And what is that going to do for this team? Well, the Leafs have always lacked the right defense. Not just a right shot defenseman, a defenseman who plays on the right side. I don't care if he's left or right shot. If he feels comfortable and he's good at playing the right side, that's all I care about. And TJ Brodie, a very good defenseman, and Leaf fans hated the contract initially because it's just in their nature to not like things that Kyle Dubas is doing. But then they think about it, they look at it, and they're like, well, now Morgan Rielly finally has a defenseman that he can play with that's not terrible. He has had to deal with Roman Polak, Cody Ceci last year, Ron Hainsey. Nothing against Ron Hainsey, but he's not a number one defenseman. He's not a top two guy to play with Morgan Rielly. That's just not where he should be playing. You finally got a guy in TJ Brodie who can hold his own beside Rielly and allow Rielly to do his thing. And it's just, I personally believe it's going to mesh just perfectly. Now, obviously, we're going to wait and see if that all works. We don't know. But on paper, it looks great to have TJ Brodie finally beside Morgan Rielly. And I bet you that gives Morgan Rielly some sort of ease. Because when you're playing an 82-game schedule, or we're supposed to last year, beside Cody Ceci of all people, and they were not changing him around. They were not moving Ceci from there. So that was the whole year was like that. I feel bad for Morgan Rielly. Now he's getting TJ Brodie, not just for 1 year either. So it's going to be exciting to see how those two guys mesh over the course of this season. All right, let's get to Frederik Andersen now, because this is a big, big year for him and for the Leafs. Not only has his playoff woes been a big glaring issue for the Leaf fans, and don't say, well, the numbers, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way games go, right? When you talk about teams that go all the way to the Cup Finals and win the Stanley Cup, what's a big contributing factor? the way your goaltender performs. Why did the Washington Capitals win their Stanley Cup a few years back? I think it was was it 17 or 18? I think it was 18. Braden Holtby, period. They had Grubauer in there for the first 2 games against Columbus. He wasn't good. The team sucked. They lost both. They put in Holtby. They won the Cup. He was stellar. You know, you can go through all the teams that have won the Cup over the last little while, and why did the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup? I think a big contributing factor, Jordan flippin' Binnington, right? If Frederik Andersen can become a playoff performer, not only will the Leafs go far, but him, in a contract year, will get paid. Otherwise, don't expect to get $9-10 million, Freddie, because you're not going to get it. So it's a big year for him, and it's a big year for the Leafs in those 2 senses. All right, let's get to what else we got here. One of the new additions, I'm going to talk about the rest of the new additions in a bit, but Jimmy Vesey is a guy that is going to really excite me this season. Obviously, a highly touted guy back before he came into the NHL, and there was a big bid war going on between Boston, the Leafs, and the Rangers. He ended up going to the Rangers, had a pretty good first year, but then after that, he didn't have a great second year. I think it was then he went to Buffalo, and everyone goes to die there in Buffalo to play for the Sabres. He didn't have a great year, goes to free agency, and the Leafs bring him in. If you've been looking at the units that they've been working with in practice, you see, if I'm not mistaken, that Jimmy Vesey's been on that second line with Tavares. You put Jimmy Vesey, who's not a bad player, alongside of John Tavares and I think it's William Nylander, he's going to perform. And I really believe that Jimmy Vesey is going to emerge as a really nice piece for this team this year. Now, obviously, we don't know. That's all on paper. That's all feelings. But I love Jimmy Vesey. I love the signing of him. And the fact that they're putting him in a position to succeed is very, very exciting. Okay? Now let's get to the rest of the new additions. We've talked about TJ Brody. We've talked about Jimmy Vesey. Let's talk about the Wayne train, Wayne Simmons. He'll be a 4th-line guy, possibly a 3rd-line guy with injuries, and I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to be a fan favorite, as we all really expected when we signed the guy. He's going to be a fun guy to watch because he'll play the body. He won't be afraid to drop the gloves, and when he scores, it's a hometown boy from Scarborough, Ontario, doing a job. I mean, you love to see it. Can't wait to see Wayne Simmons out there in the Leaf unit. I think he's going to be really, really good for this team because that depth of that 4th line with him, Spezza, and I don't know who they're going to run out there, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch those guys go to work. And then Zach Bogosian. He brings an aspect on that D-core that they do not have. Size and physicality. Now, is he going to be a guy that's going to play 25 minutes a night? No, he's not. He'll play, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes a night, but he'll go out there. You won't see him much. You know why? He'll be a sound defensive guy. He'll lay some bodies. He'll clear out guys in front. He'll make it easier for Frederik Andersen. Yes, it might not be the prettiest stuff. He's probably not going to put up 10, 15, 20 points a year. He may put up 10, but he won't be a guy to be all over the stat sheet. But if you watch the game in depth and you watch Zach Bogosian, he'll be a solid guy back there. I'm excited to watch him play. All right? Now, and another big thing is this team got bigger and stronger. And they've been lacking size. We've said it since day one. They've been lacking defense. They've been lacking size. They bring in a Bogosian. They bring in a Wayne Simmons. Jimmy Vesey can throw the body around a little bit. I'm excited to see how this team plays a different style of hockey. Obviously, it's still going to be that run and gun offense, but they're going to have that different aspect. You saw, I think in practice, they're trying Austin Matthews on the penalty kill. I'm like, why not? Because that gives that gives them that aspect of, hey, don't turn the puck over because we have this guy on the PK. And also, Austin Matthews is a very, very, very sound player on the defensive end of the puck. So that's not a problem to have. Now, he's not going to be out there playing penalty kill time consistently. He's not going to be on the number 1 power penalty kill unit. He'll probably be out there when one of your penalty killers is in the box, right? That'll probably be the situation you see him. And the last thing I want to touch on before we kind of wrap this thing up, because I didn't want to make it too winded. A guy that we all saw briefly in the playoffs in the bubble last year, and we loved what we saw, and he had a great OHL season before they shut down. Nick Robertson. I mean, I think we can all agree that he should play on this team. His talent, his effort. You saw it in the playoffs. The effort that guy put in each night. Obviously, when you're playing your first few NHL games, of course, you're going to give it your all and go crazy. But I truly believe he deserves a spot. But the question is, where? Who's he going to take out? Right? Do you start Nick Robertson? I mean, obviously, I think he's still young enough to be able to go back to the OHL for another year. They might try and burn some games and then put him back. I don't know how they're going to play it out, but Nick Robertson is a guy that is fantastic. He's got an incredible shot. We've seen that. We saw that in the blue and white game as well. The kid is incredible. Question is, where is he going to play? And I'm going to pose that question to you guys. Where's Nick Robertson going to play? Is he going to be on this team, or is he going to be back with the Peterborough Petes? I don't know, but I'm excited. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock puck drop. Leafs, Habs. It feels like forever since we've watched hockey. It is so, so nice to have it back. All right, Leafs Nation, I know we're pumped, man. I know we're jacked up. Not just because of the expectations of the year, but just to have hockey back, right? I think we can all agree on that with the long basketball year, and obviously the quick first round exit, or I guess the wild card series exit, or whatever you want to call it. The Leafs had against Columbus last year, and then the basketball playoffs, and the baseball season, and then the delay of this year, and the basketball season going almost a month in already. You know, it's been kind of that stretch of like, okay, when's hockey coming back? Now we finally have it, and tomorrow it gets going. 7 o'clock puck drop, like I've said quite a few times now. Leafs, Habs, and the Habs are going to be good this year, so this is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow against Montreal. All right, so you know what, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for Leafs hockey, smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Everything, guys, go nuts. Anything I've talked about that you guys want to touch on, let me know in the comments below. Anybody you think is going to have an extremely breakout season, let me know in the comments. I am so pumped for tomorrow night. I know you guys are. Twitter's down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram page is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Raptors edition, on Thursday, 7:30 tip-off in Tampa at Amalie Arena. For the Leafs, for the Raptors and Hornets. I'm going to have to get used to this. Both teams playing at once. Raptors, Hornets. Raptors are 2-8. I don't know what else to say about that. But let's say Leafs, Habs, 7 o'clock puck drop. I think, yeah, so it's all home ice and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they're playing at Scotiabank Arena. 7 o'clock puck drop. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys from the video. Talk to you guys then.